gonna see some cats. We'll see some Pete's and hear some squeaks, so sit back and relax.
Printy pants. All right, you can't be doing that. You can't be doing that stuff. You can't. I am short timing it right now. I am short timing it. I am behind. I should have already been on the road by now. I should have already been on the road. But you rolling around like that, that's not going to help me. It's not going to help me. I'm hosting a Christmas party tonight. And I have to go and get myself squared away and cleaned up and make sure that I got all the stuff put together that I need to have put together. And sometimes it can just be a lot of moving parts. And I don't like cutting it close. You gotta have that breathing room. Cause that's, Rick and Morty. There's actually a couple of moments from Rick and Morty where it's like, it's less than, it's like, oh, that's like super funny, but it's like, I actually do use them as like aphorisms for certain approaches. There was like the Schwifty episode where Rick said like, oh, well, the best art is like the sentiment of like the best art and the best music comes when you're relaxed and you just let it happen. And like, I have to remind myself that. Where it's just like, no, you have to just, hey, like sometimes like you regiment your approaches, and you have to, because that's the other thing, to sit there and say that, oh, you can never have any sort of regimented approach towards creativity. That's incorrect. You can put bumpers up so that you're not throwing gutter balls all the time. And then you can have more disciplined approaches to how it is that you approach some kind of creative endeavors. But at the end of the day, you do have to kind of like train yourself and condition yourself to kind of go, and then you can kind of let things happen. You can be Schwifty. So being able to have enough time to like very methodically and slowly kind of piece together the things that I need logistically in the lead up right to that event. That is that's an element of the Schwiftiness, of that relaxedness. That is a very critical component. And then also there was a short phrase, and I think it was an episode from this last season. Hi. Hello. It was the one where Rick was wanting to collect all of like the Voltron pieces. But then he started wanting to collect not only the Voltron pieces, but he wanted to collect like as many Voltron pieces from as many universes as possible. And it was this fantastic analogy for just addiction and like how compulsive cycles start and how you can become just like super manic. And it was also telling, like early on in the episode, Morty was able to like identify the fact that Rick was starting to descend into a manic cycle, and he was able to kind of like break Rick from that, and then say like, "Hey, Grandpa, just remember." And then it's like, "I know, enough is enough. Sometimes enough is enough, or something like enough is good enough." It was something like that, I think. And really what that meant, or what they were trying, is like sometimes you have to be sometimes you just have to be satisfied with a thing just simply being enough. And like that's it. Because I know exactly what this is like. I know what it's like to fall prey into those cycles of the just one more, or I can do the next one better. And then it does start to become this kind of very, very compulsive, manic, difficult to control descent into like addictive kind of tendencies with your brain's dopaminergic system is getting all wonkadoodle, and then you're trying desperately to squeeze your brain orange for any last bit of juice. And when you get into those kind of compulsive and manic cycles, but being able to say like, hey, sometimes enough is good enough, or it's enough to have enough, or I have to see what the actual quote is. Okay. But the episode was really great because, again, it's like Morty was able to identify that, and he was actually able to act almost like as a sponsor for Rick, and like be a healthy influence. And Summer like did not understand these dynamics, and then she actually basically was more promoting that manic part of himself, not knowing like how bad and out of control things could get. Morty definitely did know. But I find myself at different times, like weirdly enough, like when I'm like scrolling on my phone or I'm playing Fortnite and it's getting late and I have to work in the morning, and then I keep on thinking like one more scroll, one more article, one more meme, one more match, and it's getting like obnoxiously late, obscenely late, and I know that I need to go to bed. I know that I need to get to sleep, and I know that sleeping is going to be the thing that my brain and my body needs. Maybe I haven't been getting as much of it as I should be getting, and it's lending itself to an overall kind of like formation of generalized anxiety that I continue to try and assuage wrongly by squeezing the brain orange. So I end up getting into manic cycles more and more easily. Hi, sugar pie. Whoa, excuse you. And sometimes it's hard to break yourself away from whatever it is that you're cycling in. Sometimes it's just stinking hard. But sometimes also having like those little weird little aphorisms, those little sayings, those little kind of things to help kind of like almost provide like a logical kind of like whoop, kind of speed bump, kind of like bleh, that kind of, and it kind of poofs you out of like the weirdness a little bit. And then you're like, okay, yeah, let's resume normal patterns of healthy behavior. It's, yeah. Little Bob. So yeah, little Bob's up. He's moved over here. Again, we just had a very successful introduction of Bob and Bobbie. But Bobbie does not want to lock up into the, it's not that she's like, she's just very aloof and just difficult. When we're like, can you please go into the lockdown? And she's just like, what? I just, I'm going to hop up on this platform over here. You cool with that? And it's like, no. Hi, big guy. Hi. But yeah, anyway, playing competitive video games in the evening, going into the night, and having that really have an effect on brain chemical system. Yeah, that can be exceptionally disruptive. And there's times where, again, you get into that just one more type of loop. Just one more. I can do better next time. Or like I can get even more. I can improve. It's like a dragon that it's that chasing the dragon thing. And I have broken, and I've identified those manic cycles beginning, and I've actually broken them multiple times. Actually, regularly, I break them by having that little mantra, like, hey, like, so I get at the end of a round, and it's like, all right, sometimes enough is enough. And then and I have to remind myself that. And it's almost kind of like I have to logically, like, don't you remember? And then the other part of me is like, yeah, you know what, that is true. Let's not forget that. That's the other thing too, though. It's like, there's times where I will be playing a bunch, and I'll be playing for a long time, hours, whatever, and I'm like, I'm looking more at the clock, and I'm starting to be like, I need to get to sleep. And then I'll win a match, and then I'll be like, I just won a match, but I can do better. I know I can even win it better the next time. And it says, again, I have to tell my brain, it's like, no, this is exactly what you're talking about. Hi, Potato Head. Hi, Potato Head. I would like to take this opportunity to say formally that I had expressed some sentiment regarding a certain Miss Lydia that may or may not have been fully representative and accurate and reflective of her sentiment and her relationship with Slade. And I do apologize for that. Kind of, maybe, sort of. But anything where it's also like a cross-comparative estimate on whether or not she actually has more affection and love for stupid tiki potato heads than perhaps other people that we might know is also false, and I would never apologize for trying to correct those narratives. Anyway, that's all I will say. So I guess Lydia does like you for God knows what reason. But yeah. I will recognize that she's a fan of your stupid W cheeks. ZZ, 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 ZZ. So yeah, it is actually strange, like how like I have, so like yeah, the sentiment that you have, like you have to be relaxed if you want to be like truly creative, or like the best art comes from you being relaxed, is a thing that I recurringly tell myself. It's not something that it's like, haha, Schwifty. No, it's like something like, no, that's actually good advice. And then also, just like reminding myself, like sometimes you have to be okay with it just simply being enough. That helps to break me out of manic, like running into addictive tendencies cycles. It legitimately does. I know it's crazy how, yeah, a silly cartoon show like that can actually be helpful. Or I at least have drawn some aid from it in that regard. Choo choo. Choo choo. Good boy. They have Bobbie. They have Bobbie.
There you go, baby. I said I didn't want to go in there in the first place. This place sucks.
Bobbie.
Bobbie!
Bobbie and Bob.
I'm gonna move this camera. Bob says, I'll go anywhere I can.
I will go in the kennels. I am okay with that. Kennels are cool. Bobbie, new stuff, new place, new things.
Whoa. There are so many uppies.
This is going to be different. This is going to be so much better for you.
Bob would not go inside, so we opened the door to let him go in and out until they get used to it.
Yeah.
Whoa, Bobbie. Bob, it's your girlfriend. It's your girlfriend.
Pop.
He says that there's so many people.
There's so many people, and there's stuff, and there's things.
He said, did anybody know this was here?
He's like having the best time.
Oh, look at her.
Hey, bud. All right. Bobbie. And then this middle section is fenced and like more tightly fenced. So, you know, you got like the slats, but then it's like this mesh goes all the way down. And then Goliath is over there. So then this is going to be the next phase, is Goliath. And then these two, Bob and Bobbie, are hopefully going to be able to kind of smell at each other from, you know, opposite ends of the fence. And that's going to be very cool. That's going to be super, super cool. And hopefully it works out. Hopefully everyone kind of gets along and is cool with each other. So yeah. Exciting, super exciting. Okay. Thanks for watching this episode of the Walk Around the Compound webcast. Hashtag Dorpus Award in the comment section below. Like and subscribe for all of your big cat goodness. And if you want to learn more about the big cat facility around me, you can always visit the website carerescuetexas.com. For more information, you keep them tigers fed. Big shout out to the extra fancy patrons. I see you. You are so fancy. Thank you so much for your continued support. Appreciate yous. And yeah, we'll talk to you next time. I don't think that we wouldn't talk to Ron Zoobs. Ron has been up and down this weekend, so you know, is what it is. Anyway, talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Monkey's buttered toast. Munchie saw a ghost. Mika weighs the most.